What's good, YouTube? It's Dark Fan here, giving you a quick deck profile of Domain Monarchs. With that said, let's just jump right into it. So with the new ban list, obviously everybody saw that Pantheism is back at 3. That's actually the card that we needed to give it back to full power. So with that said, let me just go right into it. A lot of people have been posting just generic Domain Monarch, but kind of already been testing it with a couple of test hands with meta decks and all that stuff. So here's my version for now. So of course we have the 3 ether. You need this in your opening hand to actually continue your combo plays, very necessary. The ability to tribute on your opponent's turn, very crucial, and then to special summon another monster when it's summoned, that's super good. I mean, just puts a lot of damage on board, puts a lot of pressure on your opponent to actually do something. In addition, of course, we have Erebus. Erebus doesn't target, sends anything back your opponent controls back to the deck from the hand, graveyard, or field. Really good card. And then the fact when this card's in your graveyard, you can just ditch a spell Monarch card and add any Monarch back from the graveyard to your hand is very crucial. Just recycling your Monarchs is what gets you the win overall, and understanding every other effect is going to get you in the long run. So in addition, we have a triple Yugioh. Triple Yugioh is kind of your recruiter, gives you the ability to normal tribute summon again that turn, in addition to your normal summon. And then of course 2 Yugioh. Yugioh is kind of like your resource of the deck, so when you summon Yugioh, you get to special summon either Yugioh or Mithra from your deck, and then when it hits the graveyard, you add a banished Monarch spell and trap card. That's how you kind of get your resource going for the most part. And then of course this has synergy. When you banish it, you get to target Yugioh in the graveyard and special summon it and just get your whole combo going again. And then the 1 Mithra. Keep in mind, Yugioh, you can also target Mithra because it's just any monster with 800 attack, 1000 defense. So people forget about that. So very crucial as well. More Monarchs, we have the Stalos. The ability to actually look at your opponent's hand is very good. Just hand knowledge, any knowledge is very powerful in the metagame. 1 Vanity's Fiend. I still don't know if I want to put 1, 2, or 3, or Majesty's Fiend. I still don't know how the meta is going to shape up. It's still kind of early with the ban list. 1 Karaz. 1 Karaz is enough. You don't need 2 or 3. That's just breaking hands. Karaz, you can just recycle him with Erebus. And then kind of like cool tech is Super Quantum Red Layer. So Super Quantum Red Layer, if you control no cards, you can no monster on the field, you can special summon it. And then basically if you have another one in your graveyard, you can trigger its effect when it's summoned and add it back to your hand. So you kind of get a loop going with them for the most part. But it kind of gives you like a fodder resource to special summon something to get around the actual negation effects that you're going to encounter. So for example, I mean, Yugioh, if this gets Permanence, Veiler, or whatever, you kind of end your turn. But if you summon him, you're going to get tribute off. You can tribute him off of your other Monarch spells and traps, so really good. So spells, of course, triple Pantheism. Pantheism is kind of your D-draw. It gets you your resources. Just can't say how good this card is. Just the ability to draw 2 without having any restrictions per once per turn is really good. Of course, triple Monarch Stormforth doesn't target. It just gets rid of problem monsters that are really good, and that's basically it. Monarch Stormforth, enough said. It's a really good card. Quick play spell to use it with Ether is really good as well. Triple Domain, this is why the deck is really good. Just the ability to shut down your opponent's extra deck is crucial right now in the metagame. And then of course, for some reason, people forget. I mean, if your opponent controls a tribute summon monster, they can actually do special summon from the extra deck. So people forget about that. Triple Tenacity to search your actual spells and traps. 2 actual Return of the Monarchs to kind of blockchain for the most part, and I'll show you how to do that. 1 March of the Monarchs to prevent any destruction or targeting. 1 Reasoning is really good, just to give you an extender for the most part to actually tribute something off. People don't expect it. The 1 is 1 for 1, 1 Rhoda, 1 Foolish Burial Goods to send your Pantheism to, because that gets you your actual resources going. The 1 Foolish Burial for Erebus or Yugioh. And then in testing, this card is really crucial. There can only be 1. There's games where you just get swarmed and you can't really do anything, and there can only be 1. has been proven really worthwhile to actually main deck. And then of course 2 Prime Monarch to special him from your graveyard or to add resources back into your deck. Really good. For the most part, this deck kind of relies along pantheism and just getting hand advantage and all that good stuff. So I'll go ahead and show you a couple of opening hands just so you get an understanding of what you're going to face for the most part. But in between there, let me just shuffle a couple seconds here. Then I'm going to show you the side deck, then I'll shuffle again. So for the side deck, like I mentioned, I still don't know what I'm going to do yet. So 2 Majesty's Fiend, 2 Vanity's Fiend, 2 Lancia, because there's going to be a lot of banishing in this metagame, I feel. So Lancia is going to be very, very crucial. 2 Dimension Shifter, in conjunction with that, still really good card, really underrated. 1 Prankentrops for the tribute fodder, 1 DD Crow, 2 Cosmic Cyclone. Keep in mind, this is budget. I'm not trying to bling this out yet. 2 Forbidden Lands because of the fact that we lost Called by the Grave. There's still Impermanence. There's still Droplets. So Forbidden Lands kind of gives you that edge to a certain extent. Just have another resource in your side deck. 1 Regeki, of course. So that's the side deck. Still work in progress. I still don't know what I'm going to change. But for the moment, this is working. I think it's going to change eventually. But okay, so test hands. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of test hands really quickly, just so you can take a look at the combos. So we opened up really good here. We're going to do a 1-for-1 activate. We're going to send Kuraz. We're going to special Idia. The Idia's effect triggers to special, and then his effect to tribute summon again this turn. Really good. So we're going to activate Return of the Monarchs. We're going to tribute over these 2 guys. We're going to do Chain Block here. Chain Link. Actually, we have nothing banished, so it doesn't matter. So either way, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2 to return, so they can't really Veiler you or anything like that. We're going to search for Erebus here shortly. We're short for Erebus, and then we're going to special in Ether. So we have a follow-up play for next turn, because you want Ether in your hand when your opponent's turn begins for the most part. And then of course we're going to send 2 Monarch spells and traps to field to graveyard. Alright. Okay, this is our hand. This is our graveyard. This is our field. And then of course we're going to do Pantheism, banish the effect. And then we're going to search for Domain, because that's the preferred card we're going to do, because we still have 3 in deck. So, alright, and then we're going to do Stoneforth face down. We're going to activate, we can't do it yet. So, alright, so end phase is going to go back to your hand. This is your hand right here. These 2 cards, I mean, your turn is going to start. You can shotgun, or in main phase, once they summon something, Stormforth, and then whatever they do after summoning of the monster, you can do Prime Monarch, so you can special something, and then eventually, depending when you see a threat for something, you're going to tribute for Stormforth and that, and then you're going to do Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and do the same thing over again. So deck's pretty good. It puts a lot of damage on board really quickly. That's why it's kind of very effective, but for the most part, it kind of struggles in the recovery game if you don't have a Pantheism in the graveyard. But with that said, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to keep it 8,000 and like, comment, and subscribe below. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, and later.